The head-to-head record, yes, I don't have the best against the Shorbagy brothers. I don't care about being in the history books. I don't have a date in mind where I want to stop. What the motivation is, to be honest, I can't tell you what it is.
You're back at world number one, top of the rankings. As kids, it's something that we dream about. Yeah. Is it all it's hyped up to be?
Absolutely. I mean, as you said, every kid dreams of being the world number one at their respective sport. So to achieve it not once but twice is amazing. But to be honest, I mean, the first time was a lot more exciting just because it's the first time happening. The second time was more of a relief thing, really. But it still feels as good. But I remember Karim Darwish telling me once when we were younger, when you win something, it just takes a moment to enjoy it, and then you focus on the next one. Rather than when you lose, it takes like a week to get over it. So it is human nature, but definitely enjoying being up there.
And coming into events as the world number one, does that come with a different kind of pressure?
Kind of, I guess, but I mean, same as world number two, world number two, it's only the pressure goes away when you're playing the world number one. But as world number one, you feel pressure in all matches. But the good thing, as I keep saying over and over again, when I started off the tour, the guys that are now in the top 10 had already been in the top 10 pretty much. Like the Shorbagy's, the Moments, the Gawads, so it's, I never really feel much pressure playing against them because I've always looked up to them when I was still at college. I mean, it does come up with pressure, but kind of enjoyable pressure actually.
So you're the hunted. Coming into this event, you've got Marwan El Shorbagy won the World Tour finals. You've got Mohammed looking to get that number one spot back. When they lost, did you feel a sense of relief maybe?
I can't tell you. Maybe it released me more than when Mohammed lost because there is no pressure of points anymore at least. But I mean, I can't really underestimate any of the other opponents. I was almost down and out in the quarters against Diego, and then yesterday, even though the result didn't reflect it, but it was a very tough match, especially the first one, could have made a difference. Today, Paul has been playing really well recently, so it's going to be tough. I mean, in the head-to-head record, yes, I don't have the best against the Shorbagy brothers, but I always look forward to playing them. Actually, you love the challenge. That's what you play the sport for. So in terms of hunted, I don't really feel that kind of pressure, to be honest.
The difference between world number one and the rest comes down to consistency. Would you agree?
100%. I mean, Shorbagy just posted on Instagram and all over social media how he's learned from Greg and Nick how to be consistent so many times over the years. He's done the same, and that's what I try to learn from them. I know I have the capability to beat any given player on any given day, but to do it consistently is the toughest part. And to be at the top of the game, you have to be finding a way to win even on your very bad days, and this is the toughest part. And obviously they come in with less pressure and they've got nothing to lose. You're the one, as you were saying earlier, you're the one hunted, so you have to deal with that kind of pressure. And I can't be more grateful to have Karim Darwish by my side, who's been through all of these roller coaster of emotions, and obviously Noor as well, because she's on top of the game as well.
You're 28 years old. History has shown us the likes of Greg Gaultier, Nick Matthew, James Willstrop. They've come into their peak around 28, 29, 30. Do you think there's better to come of you yet?
Would love to think so, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm always working harder to get better every day because, if you're on top and you stay static, you're just going to be overthrown very quickly. So that's what I try to aim for. But let's not forget that all the people around me are about the same age as well. Shorbagy is only 29 or 30. Marwan is even younger. Karim is only a few months older. Tariq is 32, but he's showing no signs of slowing down whatsoever. Paul is my age. Diego is only 24, and then we've seen Yusuf Ibrahim and Mustafa Asal, So I can just think of myself, but this is the only thing I can control. Just be better and get better every day. And yeah, I'd like to think that my best years are ahead of me. But I don't think, just knowing myself and how curious I am to do different things in life, I don't see myself playing as long as Greg did or Nick did. So let's see what happens. But for sure, I'm still enjoying it as of now.
Why? Is there other things you want to do?
Yeah. I'm just, there are so many different things in life other than squash. Obviously, squash has given me so much in my life. I mean, this is how I got married. This is how I went to school and college, and this is what what I feel as a person, what I've achieved the most is in this glass box. But just, you know, there are so many different layers to life other than just squash, and as much as you still learn as you play, but the learning curve starts getting slimmer and slimmer, and I'm just too curious to learn other things in life, to spend more time with the family, and I'm not saying I'm retiring anytime. I don't want to sound like I'm retiring tomorrow, but I definitely do want to join the family business with my brother and my cousin, and just explore different things in life, really.
Can you tell us about the family business?
Yeah, it's in the farming business. You know, it was my granddad who bought this farm, but he was a surgeon himself, so he didn't really give it that much attention. Then my brother, when after he graduated, he worked for a corporate for like 4 years. He was excelling. I mean, he was doing so well, and then he thought that we want to just have something together, you know, and he just took over this farm, and so far it's doing so well. And here, with how bored we are in the room, we just I call him every day, get updates after my matches, and it just keeps me what's the word?
Stimulated.
Yeah, exactly. Rather than just too much pressure thinking about just a white ball and 4 glass walls, you know, you have to have something else to think of, and it just keeps me on track, really. And I really enjoy learning, and I've got so much to learn in that aspect. So I can be happy, really, and I can't wait to join the family business.
You're at world number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so you tend to remember world number 1s for how long they stayed there.
Yeah.
The ones that achieved it for a month or 2 months and then kind of fell away and someone else got the spot, you forget them more. So is being remembered for how
not
consistent?
really something that I care for as much, to be honest. I don't have a date in mind where I want to stop. You know, I mean, every season, ever since I started, after every season, I sit down and I think with myself. It doesn't take me more than 3 seconds to know that I want to play one more season, but I do take it season by season. You know, I mean, it's not a constitution that I have to keep playing squash. You know, it's very flexible. I can always think of other things to do, but as of now, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still hungry to achieve more. What the motivation is, to be honest, I can't tell you what it is, but I don't care about being in the history books. I don't care about being remembered as the most consistent player of all time. But I do care about whenever I'm in this game, I just want to give it my 100%. And if there is one motivation, which is very hard to achieve, but it's hopefully along with my peers to take the sport to the other level. You know, like we've seen the Michael Jordan era in basketball, the Muhammad Ali in the boxing, and then hopefully myself and Momin, Paul, and Shorbagi's, and all of us can raise the level of our sport in terms of media attention and all this. But on the personal level, I just want to keep doing well as long as I'm playing the sport.
Well, Ali, whatever the future holds, we wish you all the very best and good luck.
Thank you very much.